And now I'm going to give you actionable steps, things you can do right now, right after this video is done, to make dramatic changes in your fat loss routine. Coach Greg, and in today's video, eat less, move more. Apparently, it's all bullshit. It's bad advice that it doesn't work.
You have to be in a negative caloric state in order to lose weight, and thus you should exercise more to increase that caloric expenditure and eat less to reduce the caloric intake. It just doesn't play out that way.
And so people are saying it's not just about calories in, calories out, to eat less and move more, that there's so many other factors.
So today I wanted to talk about why I think the notion of move more, eat less is kind of a lot of BS.
And so why are so many people saying that it's not as simple as eating less and moving more? If so many people are saying it's not true, how could it possibly be true?
So all diets are successful in the short term, but what people forget is that calories out don't keep stable.
And what the real problem is, it's not that that doesn't work, it's that many people don't know how to do that.
So then the next time you go on a calorie reduction diet and you drop your calories down to 1200, well, now it's not working as well. Well, that's because your basal metabolic rate is lower now. You have to drop your calories even lower.
But people are saying, no, it's not as simple as that because your body compensates. If you do a bunch of cardio, say you burn off 500 calories, your body's just gonna compensate and conserve energy and not burn as many calories off and gonna make you hungrier. And so why bother? Well, I'll tell you why. Because it only compensates by approximately 50%. And so what does that mean? Well, if you're about my size, a little over 190, you walk 4 miles, you're going to burn off 500 calories. 500. If you kept off 500 calories, you would burn a pound a week. For a year, that's over 50 pounds of fat. And you're thinking, well, I'll try that. And you go and do it, and you don't lose 50 pounds. You're thinking, why? That doesn't make sense. If it was simple as calories in, calories out, the math works out, I should have lost 52 pounds in a year, but I didn't, and so proof the calories in, calories out doesn't work. It's not proof. And so what happens is the body senses that you burn off all these calories and increases hunger signals, ghrelin, makes you want to eat a little bit more. It makes it a bit harder to put the fork down. And so perhaps instead of eating an entire plate of food, you eat a plate and a quarter, a little bit more to make up for some of those calories you burned. That's fine, no problem, because you're still in a deficit. And what about the compensation in calories burned? Well, since you just walked 4 miles, your body's now a little bit tired, and so you're now more likely to sit on the couch and watch TV, to relax, to avoid doing other things that demand a lot of physical activity because you're tired and you're trying to conserve energy and relax. Also fine because you are still going to be in a deficit. And the beauty of this is, the more in shape you are, the more you do cardio on a regular basis, the healthier and fitter you are, the less your body needs to compensate. And so consider this example. Coach Greg and another rider who's never ridden a bike before, we go out for a 1 hour ride. Ride 30 kilometers an hour, I burn off 800 calories and say, that was fun, I enjoyed that, I feel good. Get off the bike and I feel energized. The other rider is hardly able to move. They're like, are you kidding me? I'm dead, I'm sore, I can hardly walk now, because they're not fit. And so who do you think is going to burn more calories off after the bike race? The person who's in shape, who feels energized from the ride? Or the person who's tired dead because they're not used to doing cardio? And so if you do year-round cardio, not only will you burn off more calories during your exercise session, you also will have more energy after to continue to burn calories. And so if you add in cardio into your exercise routine right now, for example, a 4-mile walk, and you weigh about 190, you're going to burn about 500 calories. And so the end result of adding in a 500 calorie exercise session is your body will probably be in a 250 calorie deficit at the end of the day. You have to consider that your body will move less, perhaps you'll eat more. And so what will the end result be? Well, by simply adding in this cardio, you will on average burn approximately 1/2 pound of fat a week over the course of a year. That's 26 pounds of fat simply by doing the cardio. And so you may have expected to lose 52 pounds and it results in only 26. And so you're saying it's not calories in, calories out. It didn't work. Of course it did. It's still following the laws of thermodynamics. It's only that you're conserving more energy because you're not moving as much, or that you're consuming more calories by eating more. It's still calories in, calories out. If you balance out the equation and you're still in a 250 calorie deficit at the end of the day, you will still lose fat. The third thing you should do is lift weights. If you add on 10 pounds of muscle, which most people can do, your BMR will increase by 80 calories a day doing nothing. That's just sitting around doing nothing. And on average, it will be 200 calories if you consider NEAT, the non-exercise activity thermogenesis. That is the amount of calories you burn throughout the day through movement, laying around, doing your thing, just going about your normal day routine. And so many people are saying it's not worth it. 10 pounds of muscle, it's 80 calories, it's one apple. Listen, there's more to an apple a day than keeping the doctor away. If you factor in the extra calories you're gonna burn during NEAT, just think of it. You have more muscle, you're lifting heavier weights in the gym, you're walking further, you're stronger, you're moving your body around, which weighs more. May not be in the first year, but if you continue to train, you progressive overload, you train harder than last time, you can boost your metabolism, build muscle, not only improve your aesthetics, but also your heart, your health. You're going to be a much better butter burner. And so you might be thinking, why is it so easy for some people? Some people, they got it made. It's genetics. That person, they're just a fat burning machine. They can eat all the pizza they want, they never gain weight. Versus you look at the pizza and you're gaining weight. Well, why do you think that is? If your friend is an athlete, they're doing cardio and they have muscle, think of how many calories they're burning off in a day. If they have 10 pounds of muscle more than you, 200 calories. Add to that the fact that they regularly do cardio and they're burning off 500 calories in, say, 30 minutes. That's 700 calories a day already compared to you burning nothing. And so that's 700 extra calories. Imagine being able to eat an additional 700 calories every day. You know how easy your diet would be? 700 extra calories for nothing. Imagine what you could do with that. But oh, it's not worth it. I'd rather just sit down, watch TV, love myself because I'm overweight and I need an excuse and blame it on my hormones. Or you can start lifting weights, doing cardio, doing the things that you need to do to be healthy and live a longer and healthier life. And now I'm going to give you actionable steps, things you can do right now, right after this video is done, to make dramatic changes in your fat loss routine. Number 1, eat when you're hungry. If you're hungry, go eat. It's that simple. If you avoid eating and say, no, I'll just put it off till supper, you will have a rise in ghrelin, the hunger hormone, and it can cause you to binge and overeat calories later in the day. How often have you gone the entire day hardly eating anything, thinking, wow, I did so great, only to binge and splurge and eat thousands of calories at night? That ever happened to you? Well, if you don't want it to happen, eat when you're hungry. And so for most people, eating approximately 3 to 5 meals a day, that is optimal. Anything more than that, not really going to get much benefit. The more often you eat, the more you have to put the fork down. Every time you eat something, you have to stop eating. And so for most people, eating 3 to 5 meals a day, spread throughout the day, that is the best way to stay full, avoid being hungry, and staying on your diet. Next, drink more water and or non-nutritive sweetened beverages. Enough with the regular pop, juices, and so on. Switch to diet. There's nothing wrong with using artificial sweeteners, and in fact, research supports the fact that those who consume these beverages are more likely to lose the weight, keep it off for the rest of their life. Now, there are some people that say, no, it makes them hungrier and so on, but for the most part, this is not true. And so if you're not sure what to do, please switch from having regular pops and sodas to drinking diet. Next, eat more protein, preferably 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Protein has a higher thermic effect than carbs and or fats, and so your body burns off more calories trying to convert that protein into stored body fat. Not only that, protein is also more satiating, and so when you're eating protein, you're less likely to be hungry, to get cravings for other foods, and so with a high protein diet, a lot easier to stay on your diet, and you will in fact burn off more calories. Next, get some kind of a fitness tracker that can track how many steps you're taking. That can motivate you to walk more. Perhaps you'll park further away from the store, or you'll move around more in your house, and set your goal to walk 8,000 to 12,000 steps a day. Obviously, the higher the better, but any amount of steps more than you're doing right now will ensure that you're burning off more calories. The more steps you take, the more calories you burn, and also studies show that those who are walking 12,000 steps a day live longer and are leaner than those who walk fewer steps. Another simple one, sleep more. When you're sleeping, you can't be eating. And if you think that you're gonna just stay up later to burn off more calories, this is not a good move. When you sleep less, you have increased cortisol, and the result is you're more hungry. More hungry, you eat more, you're in a calorie surplus, you gain weight. And so those who can get the proper amount of sleep, much more likely to lose weight and keep it off. And if you're having trouble sleeping, consider taking something like melatonin, or you could get my Delta Sleep. These are products that can help you get to sleep faster and get a better restful night of sleep, which can make a huge difference in your weight loss journey. Next up, you can drink coffee. Just be careful with the cream and sugar because that will add additional calories. And so why coffee? Well, two reasons. The first is when you're drinking coffee, the fluid, it's stretching out your stomach, sending signals to the brain saying, hey, you're pretty full. You have that stretch action in the stomach and that causes you to feel full, less likely to eat. Second reason is caffeine is a stimulant, and stimulants cause you to have more energy, and with more energy, you're going to move more. Whether it's fidgeting or doing cardio at a faster pace or just simply having the energy to go about your day. And so rather than perhaps napping the afternoon away, you drink coffee, get some energy, go for a walk, and so the result is you will burn off more calories consuming coffee than without. Just don't drink coffee too close to bedtime, as consuming caffeine too late in the day, that can negatively affect the quality of your sleep. What about alcohol? You can still drink, just be smart in the choices you're making. Rather than having regular beer, which has a bunch of extra carbs, choose light beer, which has hardly any carbs. Calorie difference is about 50 per beer, and so depending on how many beers you drink in a year, that can make a significant difference. Also, be careful when drinking cocktails, and the mixes that are added to the alcohol oftentimes are high in fat and sugars, and so the calories in the alcohols, not so much the alcohol itself, which has 7 calories per gram, but what it's mixed in. The orange juice, cranberry juice, whatever you're drinking, make sure it's low in calories. Next up, keep the junk food out of sight. Out of sight, out of mind. Every time you see food that you like, your body is having a signal to go and eat it. It's normal. It's about evolution. We've evolved to see food that we like and to want to consume it. But every time you see that food, you have to use your willpower to not eat it. And so rather than relying on willpower all the time, just keep the junk food out of the house, or at least hide it from your sight. That way, it's a lot easier to stay in control. Next, this is so easy. Just start eating more fruits and vegetables. I don't care what kind, just do it. Just start eating more of them. How many people that weigh over 400 pounds you think got there from eating too many apples? None, zero, none of them. And so the more fruits and vegetables you eat, the less of the junk you're gonna have room for, and therefore the fewer calories you're gonna have in your diet in the end of the day. And it's always gonna be calories in, calories out. And so by consuming more fruits and vegetables, you will ultimately consume fewer calories. Next, choose lower fat cuts of meats and low fat dairy products. And why? Well, because fat has the highest calorie density, 9 calories per gram in comparison to 4 in carbs and or protein. And so by choosing lower fat cuts of meat and dairy products, you are decreasing the calories in the foods that you're eating. If you decrease calories, you're in a deficit, you're going to lose weight. Next up, it's not just about eating fewer calories, it's about burning more of them off. And so if you join an activity that you enjoy and you do so with friends that you want to participate with, there's a greater chance you will continue to do these activities. If you do it alone, chances are you might sleep in or not want to go, but if you have friends that you can share the joy of this activity with, you're a lot more likely to show up. And so find an activity that you find fun, that you can move around and burn calories, and do it with other people. And last but not least, where is this freaking book? Why isn't it sitting there all the time? Get my freaking cookbook, the hard copy, it's available. Close to 200 recipes, low calorie, high protein, high volume meals for the big eater. Just one meal, just one swap in an entire day, that's the only thing you need to do. That one meal lower in calories is enough to put you in a calorie deficit. You're going to lose weight. And not only that, you're going to lose it and keep it off. Remember, 95% of diets fail. This is not a diet, it's a way of life. It's the forever diet. The diet where you're not hungry, you're eating what you want, and you're simply losing the weight because calories in, calories out. You're in a deficit, you're gonna lose weight. Hope the video helped. Ending it here. You want to get the cookbooks, the supplements, harder than last time, training books, all kinds of stuff, the Circle diet book, Click the link in the description. Want a free training program close to 20 pages? Join my newsletter list. Get a free training program. Click the link in the description. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment for the algo. Check out my website, gregdoucette.com. Follow me on Instagram, Greg Doucette, IBD Pro. And until next time, I'm out.